You know I like Red Bull, and mainly because they sponsor a lot of cool stuff. And this time, they might have gone too far. Whoa, 4 hours of live streaming I am never going to get back, and I'm pretty much a YouTube fan, so that was pretty painful. Red Bull attempted the first plane swap ever, where two pilots, which were turned into skydivers, flew their two Cessna 182s to an altitude of about 14,000 feet or so, and then they jumped out. Well, they put them into a dive, they jumped out, and then they tried to swap and switch aircraft, and then they were both going to land. It was live streamed for 4 hours on YouTube with all the preparations, the modifications, including air brakes and customized autopilot systems and all the practicing they had done. And we're going to come back to that in a minute. But however, it didn't go as planned. One aircraft almost immediately entered a spin after the pilot left, making it impossible for the other pilot to even get close. So he didn't even get near it. So he just, peeled off and parachuted to safety, and so he just made his way slowly back to Earth while the other pilot successfully got into the other airplane and landed safely. The whole thing about the stunt lasted about 4 minutes out of the 4 hours of painful live streaming. So back to the 4 hours of painful live stream about all the preparation they had done. Not once did they mention that they asked for approval from the FAA. They basically they didn't mention the FAA at all. And I didn't think of it at the time because, of course, they asked the FAA. You're in the U.S. You're flying over U.S. airspace. You're doing something crazy. So, of course, you asked. You just would not ask. Who would do that? But what's worse is who would ask, and given the answer you probably didn't want to hear, go ahead with it anyway. Well, that answer is Red Bull did. Red Bull. Red Bull asked the FAA for approval for the stunt, crazy stunt. It was denied. They said, hey, look, not really a public service here, and there's other ways to go about it. They have denied similar requests before, like jumping out of the airplane to simulate an actual crash. They don't let that happen. You can model that with computers nowadays, but in this situation, why didn't you just leave a pilot in the airplane? If something goes wrong, that way they can handle it and everybody can be safe. Nope. So this whole thing blows my mind. The fact that they asked the FAA, were denied, and did it anyway is crazier than the stunt itself. Result? Pilots' licenses have been suspended indefinitely. And I hope that's not the end of it. People are getting mega fines for flying a drone. This one's crazy. They asked. They didn't follow the rules. I think there's some community service involved, or some other big fine on the horizon. This is just a big no-no, Red Bull. Shouldn't do that. Hey, a few weeks ago, I had a little thing about the chicken cannon. And it seems the British were very interested in this and wanted to test a windshield on a brand new speedy locomotive that they were developing. So they borrowed the FAA's chicken launcher, loaded the chicken, and fired. The ballistic chicken shattered the windshield, broke the engineer's chair, and embedded itself in the back wall of the engine cab. You can picture this. The British were stunned, came back to the FAA to recheck the test and see if they'd done everything correctly. The FAA did get back to them, tested it thoroughly, and they provided one recommendation to the Brits. Use a thawed chicken. Important safety tip. Hey, I spent a lot of time in the Sunshine State. Love the sun. We use a lot of solar here. In the FAA, maybe some of that new infrastructure funding might be time to check some solar too. They actually use some stuff with solar in Alaska, which has the lowest sunshine, but they'll get there. They're doing a lot of cool things with the infrastructure bill. But some people don't need stimulus money. Thales has gone one step further and has gone full solar with an air traffic radar station in Chile. Using 330 solar panels, it is the first radar system of its kind using 100% solar energy. It's located in Calama, Chile, in the Atacama Desert. Now that's important It's both a civil and military ATC radar, providing both primary and secondary services. So this is not some low-end thing. This is pretty cool stuff. But Thales picked a pretty good place. It is always sunny in Kalama. They only get 0.2 inches of rain a year. Site selection, very important. Hey, Red Bull could learn from DJI. And those of us that are in the business, that's a pretty weird thing for me to say, but DJI 3, a great new release, small drone, but the real news is about the DJI 3 Mini. It is a mini drone, 4K camera, longer flight times, and it has object protection, so it'll fly around stuff. The key is, it's under 250 grams. So you don't have to ask the FAA about anything. Hey, some of the rules, the rules really, like for Part 107 stuff, all start applying at 250 grams. So if you're at 249, word to the wise, you don't have to ask the question you don't want to hear. Message for Red Bull. DJ has learned not to ask the question. Hey, if you like this week, smash the like button. Leave me a comment. Don't forget, Red Bull's still pretty good sponsor around here. And we'll see you next time. Oh, shit.